It's dropping people pretty quick.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is T-Space, and welcome back to another gameplay commentary. Today's gameplay commentary, I'm going to be talking about my final impressions, or final thoughts on the Armor Kill DLC. And basically, I'm going to split this commentary up into two different parts. So I'm going to be talking about the Conquest and TDM for the first part, and the second part I'm going to be talking about Rush, solely Rush. So, we'll start off with Conquest. Now, Conquest being my favorite game type, I was actually quite disappointed after playing a couple more games on Armor Kill. I felt that Conquest on Rush was quite slow if you weren't in a vehicle. I mean, now given that the maps are extremely huge and it was kind of emphasized that you have to be in a vehicle, I don't like that fact. I don't like to be forced to do something that I don't necessarily want to do. Like, let's say I don't feel like playing a tank or a tank destroyer or whatever. I just feel like playing some infantry in Armor Kill DLC. I mean, that doesn't happen because, well, infantry on Armor Kill DLC for Conquest at least is quite rare. I mean, since the maps are so vast and big, it's hard to centralize where all the infantry are going to be. I mean, there are some maps that have, like 3 points clustered together like Bandar Desert, but most maps aren't really like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure the best map if you want to play for infantry is probably going to be Death Valley. But even at that, that's kind of stretching it. Overall, just finding infantry against infantry is going to be quite hard. I mean, if you do come across any infantry, it'll probably be at most maybe 3 people, and that's not that many. I mean, if you get outflanked by 3 people, well then you're dead. But if you kill 3 people, well then that's just 3 kills. It doesn't really seem as fast paced as all the other Conquest maps, in the vanilla or Strike at Karkin. So I was quite disappointed about this when I came to the realization that Conquest is now extremely slow on Armor Kill. Like, I was playing with Appletini and X-Pac, and we were playing, trying to find some infantry. It was extremely hard. An example was me and Appletini were going to go and kill this mortar, the mortar truck. I forgot what it's called. Please forgive me. I don't remember what these names are called. I kind of symbolize most of these vehicles' names, like I said before in one of my videos. Everything that has wheels and a huge cannon, I call it a tank. I mean, I could give a fuck. I mean, I really don't care. But anyhow, so well, you're going after this mortar truck, and by the time we got there, we're like, yeah, okay, we're gonna kill it, we're gonna embarrass it, we're gonna like put 18 mines everywhere. And as we're contemplating on how to embarrass this guy, this chopper comes from their base and then just completely kills us. And we're like, well, crap, we ran like for 3 minutes just to get to this mortar truck and die. And that was quite frustrating. I mean, we did that a couple times and we were, upset. We didn't think that this would, be the case. But of course, that's what it turned out to be, and I was quite disappointed. I didn't really like how Conquest was made like this. They pretty much took out half of the aspect of Conquest, which is the infantry, and they just solely made it vehicle based. I mean, I'm not saying that vehicles are bad or anything like that. I just feel that DICE shouldn't take out half of the game for DLC. I mean, yeah, given that close quarters was mainly for infantry, it wasn't to the point where or it was to the point where there was no vehicles. There was no possible way to put vehicles on these maps. I mean, Armor Kill DLC, there's possibilities to have infantry on this map because it's big. It gives it the possibility to do whatever it wants. But I don't know. I just feel that it's slow and it gets kind of boring if you're not in a vehicle, which I'm quite disappointed about. Now moving over to the TDM, I would have to say from my first impressions video to now, TDM is quite fun. Except for I don't really like Albros Mountain or Albros Mountain or however you pronounce it. Basically, I called it Albros Mountain because one of my subscribers commented and said Albros Mountain in his comment. And I just thought it was funny. I think his name was, oh yeah, I remember now. His name was Triple Oat, and it just fits. I don't know. I just thought it was really funny. So I'm gonna be probably calling it Albros Mountain from now on, and maybe it'll catch on. I don't know. But I thought it was really creative and funny. So anyhow, every TDM map except for that one, I would have to say, is really fun. Just because there aren't that many jumping situations that you are put into. In Albros Mountain, there are a bunch of rocks that you'll have to try to vault over if you want to maneuver around the map more efficiently, let's say. And overall, it's quite difficult. I mean, sometimes you want to jump over, let's say, a 2-inch rock, and DICE just doesn't let you. It's like, no, you can't jump over this rock T-space. And then you're caught with your pants down, jumping up and down like an idiot, and then the guy kills you. And then he starts contemplating why that person that he just killed was jumping in the air for no reason. And then he gets killed for contemplating, just sitting there all dumbfounded about what just happened. And then, it's just a vicious cycle of stupid. So, I mean, other than that, like the maps on, Bandar Desert or Death Valley or even Armored Shield are really good for TDM, I would say. I mean, I feel like they're very balanced. It's not too spawn campy in a sense. Overall, I just enjoy them. I mean, for my first impressions, I didn't really like them at all. I mean, I thought they were kind of meh or whatever. But after playing them a couple of times more, I have a different opinion. That opinion is I like them. So now moving on to the last part of this video, and that is Rush. Now I'm going to be splitting this into my review of Rush on Armor Kill DLC and how I think Rush should be played. So anyhow, in Armor Kill, in my first Armor Killed impressions, I said Rush had the short end of the stick. I felt that Rush was extremely bad, and it was completely imbalanced, and it pretty much favored the attackers, because the attackers pretty much had superior vehicle count. Like, they had a plethora of vehicles to use at their disposal, and it was just overall, they should be at the advantage. So, taking this in mind, I started playing Rush. Maybe I, would figure out a way to, play Rush effectively. So, given that, watching other commentators telling you that you should be a team player, I'm like, okay, well, we should all be a team player, right? So when I spawn in on defense, most of the time, I always run this setup called I use the Igla or the Stinger, and then the AT mines. Because before, when I started off this game, just started playing Armor Kill DLC, I started just solely focusing on one aspect of the vehicle. So I would either focus on the AC-130 or I'd focus on the tanks. So basically, let's say I start a game, I spawn, I'm like, okay, or I see the spawn screen, and I look at the minimap and I say, okay, hey, the AC-130 is completely ready for my team. Maybe I should go with a Stinger and take it out. So I switch to my Stinger, spawn in, look up to the sky, and find out that there's no one there. There's no one in the sky. There's no AC-130. I'm like, well, crap. What the hell am I supposed to do now? I mean, I have a repair tool, and I can't really just run up to a tank and start repairing it. So that's kind of silly. So I decide, okay, next time I die, I'm gonna pull out my RPG or SMAW. So then I die, pull out my RPG and SMAW, and then I find out that there are no vehicles on the ground. I'm like, well, fuck, what the hell? I mean, I just switched just to, take out these vehicles, and now the vehicles are gone. And then, what do you know? I look up in the sky, hey, look, it's the AC-130. I mean, it was just this vicious cycle of me, like, I don't know, it might have been my timing or something, but it was just really annoying. So I got to the point where I would only use the Stinger or Igla, and then I had AT mines. Basically, this way I would be okay at both. I'd be like, okay, well, I'll place AT mines in specific areas to the point where it'll either slow them down or it'll actually kill them. And then, I had the Iglas or Stingers to actually take out the AC-130. And, I just thought this was a pretty good setup. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already, made this setup or whatever, but I feel that, I don't like to switch over and over and over again between what weapons I'm going to be using, because of that fact that I might not be needed for that role. So this way I'm okay at both. But overall, I would have to say that my viewpoints of Rush have changed. Now, people have been saying the AC-130 is overpowered, and I did say myself that it was somewhat overpowered over in the Rush game mode. But now, after thinking about it, I really don't think it's actually that powerful. To tell you the truth, I think the sole reason why people are losing in Rush, at least on Armor Kill DLC, is because of the team. The team is losing because they're not a team. Now, most commentators out there will tell you how to play like a team player, and that's, all fine and great. I mean, they do a great job on that. But the thing that they don't tell their subscribers, and it seems like it's one of the most fundamental things to do, and that is to not argue with your team. I don't think I've seen one commentator out there that says that they haven't, that tells their subscribers not to argue with their team. I mean, they tell them to be like, oh, you have to be a team player, you have to, do this and do that and do that. But they don't tell them not to argue. I mean, especially on PC, since we have in-game chat, basically the in-game chat isn't used for anything but criticizing or insulting their teammates, saying that, wow, my team sucks, oh my god, that's why we're losing, that's the sole reason why we're losing. To tell you the truth, if you weren't talking in chat and demoralizing demoralizing your teammates, you probably would win the game easily. I mean, if you stopped complaining about how bad your team is and just actually played the game, then I'm pretty sure everyone would be a lot more happy. I mean, that's why this is probably one of the main reasons why I don't look at the chat. It's because it's filled with all this bullshit of people talking bad about one another, and there's no confidence boosting in that whole section at the top left hand in your corner. So I barely look at it, and I do apologize for this fact, because if you do ever see me in game and you say hi and I don't say hi back, that's the reason why I don't read the chat, because I think it's just a place where people like to complain, and I don't like to read complaints because I don't think complaining's fun. Now you might be saying, T-Space, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've said this a couple times. I mean, you don't blame your team at all? Well, yeah, I did before, but then after I thought about it, and after I've been playing Rush, I thought about, well, why should I say I should blame my team? I mean, since DICE is trying to make this a team-based game, and the only communication that we have is the chat, I mean, it's kind of silly that the only way we can communicate with our teammates is the chat, and we don't use it to communicate. We use it to insult, and it's quite sad. I mean, I feel that if people didn't do this that much, then Rush should be the best game mode in the game. People would be working together, and overall it would just be a better game type. I mean, it's a good game type now. It's just that I don't know. I wish this was the case. Now, I mean, I'm not saying this happens every single time you play Rush. I mean, because sometimes you play Rush with your friends and your friends are really good, and then you instantly carry your team because your squad is really good. But let's say that you don't have a squad and you're playing by yourself with a couple of randoms. This is what happens every single time. You argue with your teams because you feel that you're the best player in the game, because this is the internet, and why not? Why shouldn't you feel like the best player in the game? I mean, there's no defaults. There's no one going to say, well, no, you can't do this, and they go to your house and they slap your hand because you're stupid. I mean, they can't do that because this is the internet. I mean, unless if they're like the CIA kind of thing or whatever, and they find out where you live. I mean, that's kind of creepy and kind of more in depth. But anyhow, you get my point. So overall, I feel that Rush in Armor Killed isn't overpowered or isn't one-sided. I feel that just the teamwork isn't there. Since the defenders have to be a little more organized, it's quite hard for the defenders to win, because if they're not really organized, or the players aren't arguing amongst themselves, or if they are arguing amongst themselves, I should say, then they're not going to win. I mean, that's just fact. When I was playing competition in the early stages of Battlefield 3 and towards the end of Bad Company 2, I realized that if we argue with each other, we're gonna lose. When I was playing competition, I had this huge temper because I didn't like to lose, and I kind of lost my cool here and there. And overall, it led us down a path where I didn't feel it was productive, and we all got mad at each other. I mean, if someone screwed up here or did something stupid there, then we'd call it out, and it'd be like a huge deal. At the point, we kind of wanted to blame everyone else but ourselves, and at the time we didn't really think of it. I didn't think of it, at least, and I was quite naive when this event actually happened. So learning from that, and actually realizing it now, I can't believe it actually took me this long to realize it. But I feel that if people thought about gameplays or Rush like this, or they typed in chat, said, okay, well, we should do this and good job, and everyone would be supportive, then everyone in Rush would have a better time. So I mean, that's how I think Rush should be played, and maybe some commentators will start telling their teammates to actually not yell at their teammates when they're losing, and maybe they'll show it themselves, like when they're playing a live gameplay commentary, when they're playing Rush, they'll say like, oh, well, my team is, slacking in this area, but that's okay. If I tell them, I encourage them, then maybe they'll do better. I mean, I'm not saying you should go into a game and say, wow, so-and-so, you are doing a great job. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you should just condense your conversations in the chat to a more constructive constructive way, like, you know, aiding your teammates in a sense, because since we don't have VoIP, this is the closest thing we have to communicate with a bunch of randoms on our team. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Maybe you see the side that I'm coming from, but like always, leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought, give me a like or dislike so I know for sure. If you like what you saw, go and subscribe to my channel. Once again, my name is T-Space, and I'll catch you guys later. Oh, and before I go, this is just the regular blah 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 rush game. It's not the most amazing thing ever. The reason why is because, well, it's not. I wanted to put it up because it's probably the only gameplay that I had of Rush that didn't lag that much. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and like always, you know, do all that stuff I told you before. So I'll catch you guys later.